Morning, everybody. I had been watching current events this morning, and they're talking about the government shutdown. So I was just kind of inspired to ask the cards some questions about this shutdown. And so I did. I pulled some cards, and the deck I used today, since we're almost to Halloween, is the Jack o' Lantern Tarot, and it is created by Giuliano Costa. So that's the deck I'm using. And we'll get right into it. The first question that I asked was, how long is this going to last? Well, first I drew the Three of Pentacles, and I'm like, that's really the card about collaboration. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. It's going to last as long as it takes everybody to get together. But so I drew a clarifier card, got the Seven of Swords reversed. That's really a card about lies, deceit, and deception being revealed. So, what I'm going to say is that this shutdown's going to take as long as we need it to reveal some really unpleasant truths about the people that run this crazy realm. And then I think, through that deception and trickery being revealed, I think people are going to start coming together. I feel like people are going to start getting out of the left-right paradigm that's kept us all trapped for so long. So that's my answer to that. I do feel like this thing's going to go on for a bit. So the second question I asked was, is this intentional? And we have, the first card I pulled was the Lovers. Again, I felt like Spirit was trolling me a little bit. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I drew a clarifier, Knight of Swords. So, the Lovers, it kind of, Spirit, I think, is kind of trolling me. So the Lovers, yeah, the people that, that are in charge, I don't even know what to call them anymore. The monsters that run the show, they really do love to, they love to see us all in a state of anxiety and stress, and they love to have us all upset and fighting with each other. And also, when you're asking a yes/no question, the Lovers is a yes. So I think we all knew it was intentional. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is a well thought out plan. They're coming in, and they're charging in and creating more chaos to achieve the objectives that I just stated. So yeah, it's absolutely intentional. They think it's well thought out. I feel like it's not as well thought out as they had hoped. The next question I asked is, who benefits from this? And we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Now, this is really, really interesting. Again, the Nine of Swords is a card of stress and anxiety, but notice it's in reverse. So I think this is going to end up having the opposite effect of what they want. I think initially, yeah, there's going to be stress and anxiety, but I think ultimately, when people start to see through the illusion, then we can be less upset, be less stressed. When you understand the motive, it helps you to process and to to not buy into this whole charade that they have going on. So yeah, I think ultimately it's going to have the opposite effect. The last question I asked is, what is the outcome? Wow, we have the Emperor in reverse. Oh my gosh, yeah. So actually, the Emperor's a power card. It's in reverse. So instead of giving the powers that be more power, this is going to again have the opposite effect. It's going to result in a destabilization of their power, and I really believe that is because more people are going to see through this illusion. People are sick and tired of it. We've been putting up with this nonsense for God, just way too long. And I think this time, I think they overplayed their hand. This is pretty bad, and people are sick of it. So yeah, I think you're going to see ultimately the opposite of what they intended. So this will end up in a loss of power and credibility for the powers that be. And I'm not just talking about Donald Trump. We all know he's just the mouthpiece. I'm talking about the people that really pull the strings. So, yeah. Anyway, so I pulled one more card, an oracle card for the collective. The card I got is Inner Child, and I really love this deck. I got it off of Etsy. It was a digital download, and I will try to go back into my purchases and link the creator so that if you guys want to, you can purchase this deck. I use it in almost every reading I do. I really like it. The messages are amazing. So we have Inner Child, and I'll just read it. Rediscover the joy, curiosity, and creativity of your inner child. Embrace playfulness, follow your passions, and allow yourself to be guided by the innocence and wonder of youth. Yeah, instead of just sitting home watching the news and buying into all this garbage, I think that's just a reminder to get out and do the things that you enjoy. Go have fun. It's okay to have fun, and it doesn't have to cost money. I'm not talking about expensive things. Just go to the park. Get away from the TV, and I think that'll go a long way in helping everybody's mental health. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. Like I said, just a quick check on the government shutdown here in the United States. I will, if it goes on longer, I'll probably do another check-in, and we will see how this thing progresses. But yeah, I think ultimately, I think it's actually good news. Everything's nutty right now. And at the beginning, even before this year even started, my guides were like, yep, everything that's happening right now is what needs to happen. So just try to keep that in mind and, try to release attachment to outcomes, allow it to unfold, and really just trust in that process. And I think we'll all be better for it. Hope you all have a great day.